Huh? Wait, what?
You are not forever stuck with me, we will collide, don't you see, we will talk about new episode, what be, Brony Master, don't you see?
Okay.
Well, this is Applejack's key episode, and old Flim and Flam are back. This time with the cure-all tonic that doesn't do anything. Applejack is caught between a rock and a hard place, not sure whether to tell the truth or let everyone be happy. This is something new for Applejack, as we haven't really seen Applejack's honesty been put into test before, and I hope more AJ episodes are written this way.
Flim and Flam, on the other hand, are interesting characters because they commonly portray the truth about businesses. In Super Speedy Cider Squeezy, they focused on how businesses will cut corners and make less quality products in turn for less expense. Something like this is very common in fast food companies, where their goal is to mass produce the product with cheap output for even cheaper input. Most fast food joints don't even display their health information anymore. In Leap of Faith, with a cure-all tonic that is just apple juice and beet leaves, they show how companies will sell something that has a lot of face value but no real product behind it. This is common in things like electronics, in which the product is designed to break very easily or become so obsolete, you will buy more. Surprising in my opinion that a company like Hasbro would approve of these kinds of episodes.
Almighty Storm could already predict that Granny Smith is going to be name-called aplenty. Her being unintelligent and the likes of are going to be thrown around, and I just can't see it. Remember Super Speedy, when Granny Smith tested out Flim Flam Cider? She was certainly flabbergasted after concluding the beverage was actually quite exquisite. Though the brothers made terrible cider at the end of the last act, it still stands they made quality refreshments. She has every reason to trust that they would make quality items, as they did before. So no, Granny Smith isn't a name because of prior experience.
This episode also grazes over the subject of nocebos and placebos. These are symptoms caused by psychogenic means, or just mentally. Negative being the former, and positive being the latter. The tonic creates a placebo, supposedly curing Granny Smith's ailments, and it is apparently successful in this matter.
On the subject of the tonic, I pose a question. Are Flim and Flam really in the wrong? Through simple evaluation, of course they fabricated the effects of the tonic, but this untruth is still to help ponies. While of course they did this to ultimately help themselves through means of gaining wealth, the effects of the remedy are still shown, though scarcely so, despite all of this being for the sake of their establishment.
Applejack did address this in the episode, and the problem with this is that they embellished the effects of the tonic too much. Under the impression that they were either invincible or able to almost immediately heal themselves, some pony could have gotten hurt. Granny Smith was going to high dive into a pie tin, and they said it was 6 stories up, which is 16 feet or 18 meters. Whether you're landing in a pool or not, you're gonna get a spinal injury.
With all this in mind, we still have no indication that the stimulant actually works. The only patient we've seen that bears the aforementioned effects of the medicine is Granny Smith. Who is to say that she is, for whatever conceivable reason, the only recorded case of the miracle drink actually working? I'd count this as a strike for the episode, not a detrimental flaw, however, as it could have effortlessly just thrown in a pony drinking the cure in the background and springing back to full action. After all, Granny's case wasn't anything that was fractured, sprained, or broken, just her inner child being locked away. For all we could speculate, the rest of the ponies weren't healed by this at all, but could just as easily been shut up by Flim and Flam. They got all this money from the scam, they have to do so anyway. Though that may have just been going off the deep end, it's still a possibility. They are con artists after all.
Well, everything in moderation. The placebo effect never could have healed things like injuries within seconds or minutes. These tests have been conducted and have worked. However, it only sped up the healing process of broken bones by a few days to a week, so they eventually would have been found out unless what you're suggesting is a possibility.
Time for Storm's mini rant. Insert random explosion here. Brony have been complaining about the predictability of the story, how drinking the tonic should get Granny and Apple Bloom disqualified, and I can't help but just face huff. For one, predictability isn't a flaw, because it's about the journey, not the destination. Next, the tonic actually didn't technically do anything. It's the same as just drinking apple juice with the beet leaves and saying it'll help you swim. Oh yeah, that's just what happened. Just in case anyone's gonna nitpick, gotta break it down. Okay.
Well, overall, it was a fine episode. Maybe a bit rushed, but I enjoyed it. Josh Haber got out of his rut, and I would say that Leap of Faith earns my seal of approval.
I thoroughly enjoyed this episode. I had a few nitpicky problems with it, but other than that, it was cool. Well, I just bought some. So, what are we gonna do with this?
I wonder how it tastes. Alright, and back on my own channel?
Oh, you're not getting away that easy.
Oh, mother